I just want to talk about imposter syndrome for a minute. Imposter syndrome and self-doubt, those are feelings. They're beliefs that you choose to believe. They're not facts. So some ways to try to overcome that is, first of all, to understand that it's not a fact, right? Know that it's just a feeling that you're having. And then you can challenge those feelings, those beliefs. Ask yourself, what is the evidence of me not being where I belong? What is the evidence that I'm in over my head? What is the evidence that I'm not qualified? And a lot of times we feel like the evidence is, look at the mistake I made, or I didn't know what to do in a situation, and you're able to, pluck out a couple onesie twosie situations. But really, if you look back, do you judge other people that way? If a person that you see in a leadership position makes a mistake or doesn't know something, do you feel like that automatically means they should be demoted or that they should be removed from the position because they're not qualified? A lot of times we give other people grace that we don't give ourselves. And I know you already know that. A lot of people who struggle with self-doubt or imposter syndrome already understand these things. But it's a matter of continuously working on them. So once you've kind of challenged your thoughts on these things, the next thing you could do is also write down when you received compliments or accolades or rewards. Write it down and write down what you did, because you can always go back to that and see that you're doing things that matter and you're being recognized, you're receiving compliments in those cases. And so when you're able to look back and see that you're doing things that are valuable, maybe you can reevaluate, whether you're an imposter or not, because making a mistake doesn't erase all the good that you do. Somebody came to me actually today and said, what about the things that I do that I don't value as much as other people do? Like, I'm not as proud of what I did. It's not a big deal. And so, like, a lot of people do things for other people, they do things that are very valuable, but they don't see it that way. They look like, I do that all the time. It's nothing to me. I go out of my way to help people with their transportation. I drive people back and forth when they don't have a car, whatever it is. I do these things because it's just out of the goodness of my heart. That's how people feel. But if you can't see the value of it just because you think that you do it out of the goodness of your heart, and therefore that's all the value there is to it, then you're not allowing yourself to see things from other people's perspective. So I told the person, if people are telling you that what you did was a big deal, then you got to look at it and get yourself out of your own head and look at it from their perspective and ask yourself, why did they think it was a big deal? Or even ask them, what was such a big deal about that? I thought it was just me being me. And start to learn how to view things from outside of your own head and view things from other people's perspectives, and how when they value you, they actually really do. So you can stop with devaluing yourself and actually learn to accept the compliments and accept the appreciation. So all of these things, they're a work in progress. So give yourself that grace as well. Understand you're not going to become perfect with your mindset overnight. It's a process, but you got to continue to work on it. Don't continue to put yourself down, or if you do, start to recognize that you're doing it and start doing something about it to combat that. And then give yourself time. It'll take time, but you'll get better, and start to acknowledge that it's getting better. And you know what? Eventually you'll overcome this and you'll be talking to somebody else about it. You can do it.